everyone, it's Bob McCraney with This Month in Realty, and today I'm super happy to have back Heather Witte. Heather is the owner of the Witte Group with eXp Realty. She serves the Austin and Georgetown areas of Texas. Heather, tell us about the market down there in Austin and Georgetown.
Well, Bob, I'm glad you asked. And of course, as per usual, I have a little presentation to share. I know you love my presentations, so I didn't want to disappoint. So basically, we do the Austin MSA, which is 5 counties. We got Burnett, Bastrop, Caldwell, and Williamson and Travis. Okay, so that covers all those counties. Year over year, this is going to hopefully shock the you-know-what out of everybody by looking at this. 30.6% increase in the median price year over year.
Wow.
I don't know where else you can get that type of yield.
Yeah.
30.6%. Okay. I mean, just crazy. So I want everyone to like absorb that number for our later discussion. We have closed sales down year over year, and our months of inventory is still very, very low, 0.6%. And again, a normal market is somewhere between 4 and 6 months of inventory, and 0.6 is insane. That's just very low. We don't hardly ever expect to see something like that. Number of active listings versus sold listings. As you can see, you know, we had a lot of sales last year, very low active number of listings, and that creeped up through the year as people got wind of how much homes were selling for and what the buyer demand was. And then we started seeing towards the end of the year, as we kind of normally do, we'll start seeing the number of listings drop off around the holidays. So we kind of started seeing a little more normalization where you start seeing the number of actives and the number of sales getting a little closer to each other. Those numbers are leveling out a little bit.
Okay.
Still, oddly enough, and ignore December's, we always see the highest number of expired listings. But if you look at the rest of the year, we're still seeing, even in this insane market, we're still seeing over 4,000, upwards of, 5,500 expired listings every single month. That's just mind-boggling.
I think people are pricing too high and hoping that the market just sweeps money into their pocket.
There's a lot of reasons that it could be, but what I want to point out is that if you're having an honest conversation and your agent is professional enough and secure enough in their abilities to sell your home, they're going to have a conversation with you that is, you're not going to sell at that price. That's unrealistic. Do you really want to sell? Right. What are your goals? What do you want to do when you're selling your home? Why are you putting it on the market? Selling a home is not the easiest thing to do. There's a whole lot of stuff you've got to do. You got to pack, that in and of itself for a lot of people is overwhelming, packing up all the years you've had in your home. So why go through the exercise of putting your house on the market, having people come in, during a pandemic and look through your home if you don't really want to sell it? Right. So make sure you're having an honest conversation and that your agent is strong enough to say, no, that's not going to work.
Good.
Right. Do you agree with that, Bob? I'm sorry.
And then listen to that agent.
Yes. Yes. It's important. The number of new listings, this is another thing. The number of new listings has been going down. And again, we kind of normally see that during the holidays anyway. And question, will that trend continue? Our market right now in the Austin area is fairly strong in that we're seeing the same, maybe not quite the level of crazy that we saw first quarter of 2021, but we are seeing multiple offers, within the first couple of days if the house is priced right, staged, and marketed, right? And you still have to put out the pretty product for people to really want to go crazy over, or else no one's going to go crazy over it. Now, we are seeing some people putting their houses out there at prices that no one will come and see them at, right? So there's still strategy involved. You still have to market appropriately, price appropriately, and then you will reap those rewards for doing that, okay? But will this trend continue? That'll be interesting. We'll talk about that next month.
I like how you said that those people are pricing at a price nobody's going to pull into a gas station where the gas is $7 a gallon.
No,
when the station across the street is $2.50 to $3 a gallon, but I priced it at 7 because I think they're going to come in and try to bargain me down.
Right, exactly.
Nobody's going to come into a gas station at $7 a gallon. So what is it really a buyer's market or a seller's market right now? Because I think we have a very interesting conversation about whether it really is buyers or sellers.
Right. And I find that the concept, we were at the elite retreat for Tom Ferry, and they had some amazing speakers. And one of the conversations was about, is it a buyer's market or a seller's market? And the mind flip was really interesting to me, because everyone thinks, okay, well, low inventory, it's automatically a seller's market. Well, let's think about it in a broader picture. Let's look at it overall. Over the past 2 years, we already saw that in the Austin area, the median price went up over 30% in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about it, if you had bought at the beginning of 2021 or even at the end of 2019, if you were a buyer then, regardless of how low the inventory was or how hard it was for you to get that house under contract, you would have earned 30% on that investment in a year.
Yeah.
So in my mind, and in a lot of other people's mind that we were discussing this with, it was a buyer's market every day of the week. Because just like the stock market, you buy low, sell high.
Yeah.
So
and
yeah,
any day of the week that you can get an interest rate below 5%, it's a buyer's market.
Absolutely. And that was another thing I wanted to share with everyone is the fact that we have interest rates. As you see, this is the 30-year fixed, this dark line at the top,
Mm-hmm.
and it dropped so low at the end of 2021. Now it is creeping up. It's kind of bouncing around here. And word on the wire is that there's going to be an increase in the 30-year fixed rate at least 3 times in this year, 2022.
Yeah, they're telegraphing exactly what they're moving, how they're moving.
Exactly. Right. So, if you're planning on buying and you're sitting on the fence, don't sit too long.
Yeah.
That can really hurt you, because then you're paying more, and all you're paying more for the house is in interest. You're not even paying towards your equity, or you're paying, in interest only. And who wants to do that? That's crazy. Right. So also, even with housing prices increasing, it's still cheaper to buy now than it is to rent. And if anyone's tried to rent in the Austin area, you know exactly how hard it is to find homes. Yeah. And just as a reminder, you do not need 20% to have for a down payment to buy a house. You don't need 20%. So if you want to know more about that, let me know.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. So next question would be, should people be refinancing their home now? I think that goes back to the interest rate question.
It does. It does. So a lot of people have been talking about doing cash out refis. And I actually did one personally this past year myself. And why would you want to do a cash out refi or just refinance at all? So main thing is to lower your bill, right? Your monthly mortgage, or to refinance into a lower interest rate and also shorten your mortgage, right? From maybe a 30 to a 15 year. And then you're not paying interest on a 30-year note, you're paying it on a shorter note, right? So if you plan on keeping that house, you can pay it off sooner and pay less in interest. Doing a cash out refi, there's a lot of reasons to do it, but you're basically living in a bank account. If your house appreciated 30% in 1 year, you've got a ton of equity built up in that house. So what can you do? You can pay off some bills, do some remodeling to the existing home to actually improve it more for if you decide to sell down the road. Use the money as a down payment on another house. Maybe you have a child who's looking to buy a first home and doesn't quite have the money to do so. Maybe you have a parent that you're looking to move closer to you and you want to buy them a house to live in. How about a college fund for the kids? Invest in higher yield accounts.
Yes.
Interest rates are so low right now that the stock market is, well, not right now, but the stock market.
Not this week.
Not right now. Not right now as we speak, but overall, year over year, it's been doing what, 9-10% about that. And so that's a lot more than you can make than paying on a mortgage. So you can use that money that you cash out to invest in higher yield accounts, or maybe take a vacation if you haven't been on one. in a long time and you're burnt out and just need a little time off, right? You don't have to use up all that equity. You can just take a small amount out.
Yeah. Excellent.
Right. And so just as an example, this is what we did. Okay. So we had on our original loan 314.1, right? On the cash out refi, we went up to 433,763, had a lower interest rate on a 30-year note. We paid off the original note that was 279. We got 135,453 approximately. I had a rental property. We went and paid that mortgage off entirely. So now all the rent that we get, thank you, all the rent that we get is profit. Plus we're enjoying all of the appreciation on that particular property. And then we had 43,000 and some change left over that we're going to do some improvements on our existing home. So our monthly payment, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance only went up just about $500 a month.
And look what you did with that.
And look at what we were able to do with all
you cut off years of interest payments on that rental property. Definitely a huge savings.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons to do a cash out refi. Okay. Make your money work for you.
Exactly. You're living in your bank account.
Yes.
Heather, how would somebody contact you?
Of course, I have to show off the puppies. So the best way is to call me at 512-994-4663. You can text me as well, but that's the best way to find me.
Okay, wonderful. I love the dogs. Will you come back next month?
Absolutely. You know I will.
Okay, tune in next month to hear more from Heather and other real estate experts around the United States and Canada. Take care.
Thanks.